It's not that it's getting stale, John. It's just a bad meme. It's so bad.
It's a great meme. You have no taste. You have no taste. You're not a Sigma. You have no Riz. You don't stick your get out. You're terrible.
I literally worked as a carpenter once upon a time, John. You know? If anyone, I should find this funny. But it's just, do we even use galvanized steel for build houses? I don't think we do anymore, right? Australia's got a housing problem. John, don't get me started. You're really going into a rabbit hole you don't want to go in right now.
Can't you just ride the meme without thinking about the rising cost of housing, Michael Phoenix?
No.
Can't you just relax for a moment and just have fun?
I bet you somebody who's watching this just rolled their eyes, like, immediately after you made that joke. In fact, probably thousands of people, because we are going to have a spike.
Dude, why are you acting like they roll their eyes when that joke? It's every joke. You're acting like it's just that one time. It's every time, Michael Phoenix. Come on. Get off your high horse. Stop thinking so highly of us. Be sad.
Alright, here we go. Oh, IG, they're going to move into the dire triangle. They have kind of missed out on the targets they may have been looking for towards the southern side, as the Radiant jungle is currently occupied by Alliance. Could still hope for a fight, but they do. Kadaro kind of moving in, finds out the hard way they were hanging about, though does get the healing wisps off, but it doesn't matter. He is down, and to make matters a lot worse, Emo will be the one to secure first blood. Although, another fight to break out. Now, they will try to go onto Fly, seeing if they can pick off this Luna, and it seemed like Skylark might be able to do it, but a nice arrow will fly in from Baboka to save the day. Now Fly will turn around for a Lucent Beam, and turns out he will survive to see the lane.
And he will, but at very low HP to walk into that lane now for Fly. Heck, even Desire is still looking to cut off here. Good aggression early on. IG, more than happy, of course, to take that first blood onto Emo. But they have at least softened up this bot lane for themselves just a little bit to play with. Still taking a look at the top lane, of course, you do have Nande and Kidaro up against Zeal here, along with Baboka on that Mirana. And again, you have a really good counteraction with Mirana into the Ench. Of course, Kidaro did offer the Wisps level 1 as he was being chased down. No enchant, no creeps to worry about just yet. Baboka can get short work done on that very easily. The matchup as well for Zeal is not that bad. Like, yes, Monkey King, melee matchup for monkeys tend to be good. Uproar can turn that around, as the extra armor can make it a little bit harder to actually look for that burst play onto Zeal. And again, there's always the threat of an onslaught trample. You can always cut the tree line nicely as well if the monkey tries to retreat here. So it's not like it's very easy for Nandi to just weave in and out up against a very smart primal beast.
Absolutely. How's that bottom lane going? I mean, there's Skylark and Desire against Fly Ollie. It should be alright. I mean, for now, Skylark's had a fantastic start to the lane. Obviously had the wave right by his tier 1 tower, so a nice easy start for him. It does feel like the Beastmaster will be off to a pretty good start in this laning phase. Obviously, Fly can't do too much about the Beastmaster, and Ollie will be busy trying to chase down Desire. In fact, he's doing a lot of damage here to Desire, but sadly at level 1 cannot finish off the kill.
Not quite. Does force the salve out at the very least, so again, some resources being expended here on Alliance's end. But we have seen what happens when you do have a strong lane on the Beastmaster, of course, although.
He's alright. Zeal won't quite be able to continue trampling over the Ench, and he does have the overprotective Wisps facet, so it is going to be pretty hard to kill the Ench this game.
That it is. And you just have to you just kind of need to leverage that durability up here. You're going to be feeling pretty good in just trading blows, and they are providing a lot of spacing for Nande. 16-5 compared to Zeal 6-0. Primal Beast not really able to get that much out of this lane, which is not the worst thing in the world, but certainly doesn't bode well for, say, the early timings of the Primal Beast. Should still be happy with just EXP at the very least here. The mid lane, we are seeing Mobe up against Emo. And so far, this is a lane Emo is at least winning out nicely on. Can always play with a static remnant, static slide. Not the biggest threat from the tiny early to line up for Avalanche Toss. This can start to swing towards Mobe's way as level 6 starts to approach. If he hits 6 earlier, there is some nuking potential if they can get a rotation out. And that is one aspect for Alliance that I feel like they need to leverage. If they can get space for Kidara to rotate out with a good creep, things can open up around the map off the back of that.
Yeah. Mid lane, I mean, Emo's getting quite a bit of farm here. You are still keeping parity here with Mobay, but Mobay now is starting to feel the kind of brunt of Emo's damage. Keep in mind, Emo did go for Shock Collar for his facets, so things can get a little problematic here for the side of Alliance, and Mobay certainly feeling the brunt of this storm. Is just look at the damage output, just constantly harassing, has the vision on the high ground. Mobay, not really much he can do right now on this mid-time. Bottom, bit of a chase on the Desire, but he's okay.
Yeah, just doing a great job of just zoning out. I'm very keen on seeing this Shock Collar come into play down the line. I almost just thought it was Static Slide just because that's always what you go for, but the Shock Collar is very fascinating. That debuff is actually really annoying, especially for any right click here. Of course, that's going to be a constant nuisance to the Monkey King if he does get jumped. Speaking of, they are making plays up top here.
Yeah, Zill's in big trouble. Zill, oh, nice arrow from Baboka. Barely going to allow the distance for Zill to get away, but the balance is there in the Warpine Raider. How short is the range? He's got C-shot in 1 second. Zill, oh, the fog. No, he's got him. Zill is down. Kadaro will voice line him immediately, and well, I mean, the melee range might be low, but the siege shot will be enough. Look at that Giga Chat. Wow, wow, wow.
Oh, yeah. It gets the work done. Again, a rough time for Zeal in that off lane. Not even getting that much EXP, being forced to walk all the way back. At the very least can still TP back in, but Crown Beast slightly behind in EXP does not feel great. It does feel like, for now, IG's momentum does have to come in solely from Emo, who is having a fantastic time forcing a salve usage out onto Mobay and having himself a good, easy ride into 6. Mind you, Mobay is not lagging too far behind in terms of the EXP department, despite the 10 denies here from Emo. He's got 5 denies of his own on Mobay, so he is kind of equalizing just fine overall. You see some gate movement into top lane here from IG, though.
Very early on here between Fly and Ollie, they wasn't expecting the rotations this early from the Luna, but perhaps she's having a bit of a rough time here against his Beastmaster, and I think that may have just been the case. Fly was stuck on 17 CS, comparatively to the 35 and 13 of Skylark on the Beast, so it turns out Fly was just not having the laning stage he wanted, and does decide better of it. And I don't really blame him. I mean, he's got half the CS of the Beast. So much better to just take this T1 tower early and maybe just start jungling and farming the top lane.
Yeah, I do appreciate this early ramp ward coming out from the side of Alliance from Kidaro. Does spot that rotation, allows them to back off, ensuring that only the tower gets taken, nothing else to be found here for the side of IG. And get to just pull back and build up still on Nande. Again, they are providing some space out for this Luna at the very least with that movement. Fly just TP's down bot, all the way in his bot jungle, of course, very far from the tier 1. And they just want to keep that arms race. Mind you, all of this free space for Beastmaster is going to be a concern.
Yeah, a pretty big concern, I'd say.
Yeah, a little bit interesting for the Dominator in comparison to the usual Ags we see in C, but there's a lot of utility, of course, with the Dominator into the Overlord. And it can just connect with the Enchantress, into the Enchantress nicely. Once you have the Overlord, you're not going to care too much about stealing back and forth. Smoke out here from IG. Emo is set to go. I mean, he's got a lot of mana. He's got the ball lightning set. Just needs a target.
Might just find one. Bottom lane, you do have Skylark farming just below the tier 2 tower. This will be a very big pick off if they can get it. Skylark now going to see Baboka. Zip is there. He will commit the roar immediately, but there is no helping coming. Skylark is dead. He's farming very, very deep, and they'll even find his dominated creep to make matters worse. So Fly not only finding a hero kill, but finding an extra plus 100. Happy days for the Luna, who was struggling when it came to the net worth.
Yeah, helps you bounce back just a little bit more here on Fly, and still needs a lot of room out. I think the pain being inflicted from Alliance in the other lanes is still being felt. Like, Zeal's still stuck at level 4, even Kidaro is level 5 now. So this Primal Beast is not going to be in action anytime soon. And all they need on Alliance now is maybe just a little bit more time on Mobay. Say a blink timing on your Tiny, and you're kind of set to go with this initial timing coming out from Skylark. Heck, Skylark only lacks the ultimate orb now for the full Overlord. Buying out the recipe very early on. Still 2,000 gold until that's fully up. They are just set to smoke now on lines. Kadaro, Mobe, looking for a move up. Again, Zeal's been hurting in this top lane, man. Very, very exposed target.
Very nice smoke break from Viboka, though. Mobe not going to be able to close the gap this time. So Mobe will just kind of leave. Like you said, Zill's already been having a really tough time. But at the very least, it doesn't get any harder. Doesn't die, thanks to Viboka. Gonna find a nice little creep for himself. Going back to the Beastmaster item build-up, I know you were a little bit shocked about the Helm of the Overlord. There was that slight nerf with the Drums of Slom. I believe they reduced it from 25% heal to 20%. Yeah. I mean, it's not a big drop, is it? To see... maybe just the Helm of the Overlord, just a better build-up with this style of draft, or maybe Skylark just prefers it.
Yeah, I think it's down to a little bit of preference. And see, the preference has mainly been Ags, but when we're watching TI, in the few games you'd see, you would see a little bit more Dominator coming out, especially on lands. So, just different ideas. Again, the tempo is there for Alliance to play off the back of a big Ancient creep anyhow. A little bit of a collapse down here. He's don't really manage to get chased down just yet on IG's side. And for IG, it feels like this lineup, again, even though they're only about 1k behind, it does take more time for them to build up because that launching point in Zeal isn't ready yet. They just kind of need to try to stem the bleeding, keep that farm game going. And they've got Solar Flare up, though. And that's where things can get maybe a little bit interesting if they do commit. Doesn't really look like they want to go too far just yet.
That toss damage was kind of ridiculous, and poor old Ollie just removing half his HP. It's what it is, it's tiny after all with crash landing. You can't really do too much about it. 2-1, 1k net worth lead for Alliance, so still having a great old time here on the Dire side, but still a very even game. Most of that net worth is currently sitting on Skylark, in all fairness, so the Beastmaster again pretty much had a free lane for himself. Helm of the Overlord just about 1k away. So he'll just continue playing a slow game and farm up. I wonder if they try to capitalize off the Helm of the Overlord immediately, or whether Alliance want to slow play this a little bit. I dare say though, once Mobe has like a link up, you are starting to look like you're in a bit of trouble as Alliance. Well, they will try to jump Mobe. Emo, not anticipating the Invis rune to be available here for Mobe, so he's going to be fine. And so IG, they'll have enough, get their way out of there. And for a hero like Tiny even, that shock collar is going to be really devastating. Because that's like an extra 200 damage that you're doing to yourself just by right-click. Toss. He's up. They caught the clock. Ollie, wait, he's going to try and escape, but there's no chance out of those brambles.
Nah. Nice simple pick off for the side of Alliance. Allows a little bit of a siege onto mid. You have some good right-click damage that can come in. And your defense options on IG are just pretty limited. Good defense of the cart as well. Kadara does manage to block it off, even forcing out the Fortify first time around here. Again, for IG, they just can't play. And there's no way Zeal will want to connect early. He is starting to make his way down bot, though.
They're going to try and defend. Ollie is back, but Nande right on the tree line watching them as they try to make some form of a play. Zip forward to get the illusion room, but Emo's used half his mana for that. You always on the low ground. Whoopsie daisies, Emo. Avalanche connects, tosses up. Emo's in a bit of danger. He'll zip away again and he's gonna make it. That was a little bit close for comfort, I want to say. Emo, just the mana was getting very low.
That was not low enough. They do manage to somehow defend their tier 1 as well at 187 HP. But it is just one shove away from just completely being taken out. I will say one thing for the side of IG. The shard timing on Emo could be devastating. Think about that. Shard with the shock collar. Everyone gets overload. So you reapply the buffs. With Solar Flare on top, you're going to be eating through those overload charges very quick, and you can punish literally anyone quite fast. It's a lot of damage to just bounce back in for free. So that's going to be interesting to see if Emo will try to actually just outright buy his shard, rather than hope for it from the Tormentor. That's one thing as well.
Smoke up. They're running right into Emo. I mean, he's not the easiest target, but if they can get the initial lockdown, they cannot, though. Again, without the Blink Dagger up on Mobe, it's pretty challenging to actually get the initiation you're looking for. While this is happening, by the way, Roshan's happening here from Skylark. Skylark just deciding to go for a solo Roshan play, and it looks like it may just work out for him.
Yeah. He's got that inner beast active as well, the beast mode on, so he can't just rip Roche to shreds. IG has no idea that such an early Roche is being taken. Free Aegis up, just like that.
That's cheeky. That is very cheeky from Skylark. IG definitely caught off guard there. And again, I mean, Skylark not too interested in fighting yet. He'll go back as Emo now. Dropping low on mana, going to try for a TP play up. The Terrorizer is going to land. Very nice from Desire. And Emo not going to be too happy about that death, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice kill for free here from Alliance. They take away some early Galvanized stacks, less mana regen for the Storm. Hasn't had too much activity out here from Emo as well, so he's going to need to try to kind of work to regain those with 3 pickoffs. Witchblade's almost done in Emo. They still hold onto their triangle, but not much scouting done here by MOUZ. Still with a mid-tier 1 gone, invasions can open up for Alliance. And they're starting to hit their own early strides. Maelstrom up on Nande. Faster farm pace for our Monkey. You've got still an open build up here for Skylark. They'll get the jump out onto Fly.
Sure will. Fly, another big target, and Fly's down. Skylark doing some fantastic work here on the Beastmasters. Now they look to go through the Twin Gates and perhaps find a bit more. Zeal gets hit by the Boundless Strike. Desire gets a nice Brambles off, cancelling the onslaught mid-charge. And Zeal is gone. Well, Alliance, I'll tell you what, I like what I'm seeing here, Jonathan. This is pretty strong play from this dire end. Ollie?
It is.
Nice hook shot away. But Simeon strike. Uno reverse. Nande's got it.
It's just a rough time for IG. Again, you're not ready to play in Zeal. This is the most inactive we've seen Zeal very recently. It's just a wait for the BKB. He knows he has no way of just committing early on until that debuff immunity's up. Heck, even with the BKB, you've got Roar to worry about. And Skylark can just easily commit it onto you. It doesn't feel like Emo's a threat yet, considering how underfarmed and underleveled Emo is at the moment in this game. A 3-6 start for Alliance, as they do manage to set themselves up quite nicely early on. 4K lead up. You've got this Beastmaster that's set to pop off into the Ags now after that after that Overlord. So you will still have the Drums of Slom. I think the one thing the Drums of Slom nerf does is it does delay like the ultra tankiness of Beastmaster with the drums into like a later Dagon timing. Okay, you kind of have to build up into the bigger Dagons now to kind of get some of that old healing back, but it's still highly effective, of course, in terms of just free damage coming out, and even just a little bit more sustained for the Beastmaster up front always feels good. IG, for their part, they just need so much more farm. Again, BKB for Zeal has to come in. You need so much more as well in Emo. He has double blades up, just not enough quite yet to make a play, and your supports are ready. It's just, when, with no easy core to connect to.
Oh, but Mocha, that was his last leap charge. Nice easy pick off here from Obey. Oh, I really like the way Skylark's played this, John. You know, just the Helm of the Overlord rush into the Ags build up, the early Aegis pick up, like everything's just really nicely being played here by Alliance. And I'll tell you what, I mean, they're making this game look very easy. It just seems like the tempo is completely out of control now for IG. You start to wonder how they're going to even make a comeback here, how they're going to delay the game long enough. Because right now, Alliance, it feels like they could be knocking on your high ground very soon.
Yeah. They don't have too much to be concerned about. You just have this free siege coming in. They've got the repositioning already coming out from Nande.
Yeah, they've got a target. Fly. He's gone. That's the one guy you really don't want to see dying right now, but it's not going to happen. As Ollie will at least make it out. And so will Zeal.
And that's all you can hope for. At the least, Zeal has his BKB. We have to see this start to have some impact. There should be some confidence to start playing together on IG. Right? Like, there's so many straightforward combos. Onslaught forward, pulverize down into an arrow, connect with hookshot, connect with a cogs play. They just need to start finding some kills here on IG.
Absolutely. I mean, they're not really splitting up either here, Alliance. They're just staying as 5, which is definitely the smarter way to play this kind of draft, I think. I mean, the smoke from IG is just to get in position to farm, get some wards down while you can. There's certainly no chance of a fight really breaking out here on IG's end of things. Things are rather tough right now if you are the Radiant team. I mean, if you can drag this game out for another 15-20 minutes, I mean, their draft does start to look pretty scary, but with the way Alliance is controlling this map, it is going to be pretty tough to get to a stage where you feel confident enough to actually fight back. Now even Skylark just starting to work onto that T2 top tower. And don't forget you've got the Ench creep as well, so even faster now, just sending the creeps in to get the job done. Zeal will eventually clear them out, but you've lost so much HP off that tower as Baboka mid lane. Even Emo having his farm stolen. Baboka's been caught. And Baboka is down. Emo, he was the one stealing farm initially, but now he needs to run.
Yeah, can't really hang around that area. Release does manage to wipe a little bit of the stacks away, ensuring Flash Farm won't just be there. But you're still maintaining this lead on Alliance. You've got the full Ags up for Skylark. The Drums of Slam are available. A free siege up top without any real commitment here.
Bottom.
Zeal has
to try and force a fight. Mobe, he's in trouble. The Tiny doesn't get terrorized. In fact, it's Desire that terrorizes the other side. Mobe, Avalanche not going to save him. Does get a toss back onto Emo, but it's still not enough. They get a very nice kill. They'll give up Ollie for this. In fact, Emo, he's very low on mana. Balance will land, and Nande does so much damage with the Eclipse. Fly coming in clutch with the Eclipse. Gonna be able to take down Nande, but here comes Kadaro now. Still, Fly looks like he's about to clean up. They've found Desire as well. So this fight surely going in the favor of IG. And Alliance, I mean, maybe just getting a bit too excited.
That they do. They didn't have Skylark around there. Again, he cleared out top. He took a tier 2 off the back of that engagement and did manage to pretty much solo kill Zeal in that process. So they're fairly happy still with map progression, but you are giving some back towards IG. Fly now number 2 in net worth overall. And this Luna is managing to get recovery out from the space given away by his team. Be able to find themselves a nice Tormentor here as well. Nice little freebie to take, probably for our 2 supports right now. I think he's going to go to Baboka. He does have the little bit of damage coming in with the leap, and the extra charge is always a little bit of a bonus. With a 5k advantage for Alliance, you're still in a very good position, but you again can't afford to really split up as we are seeing. I see a 4-man smoke here.
Ooh, Emo. That's a very quick kill. Skylark finding the perfect target with his new blink up now as well, and I mean, Emo, the very least has buyback if he needs it, but you really would prefer not to have to commit it this early, as they even pick off Ollie. Another nice easy pickoff. Onto the tier 3 towers goes Skylark, but he's gonna think better of it. He'll take it easy.
Yeah, no need to rush into it. Respawns are still relatively short for the side of IG. And they can just afford to sit back and try to keep this farm pace up on the side of Alliance. Keep shutting down that map, prevent them from going out into the jungle on IG's end, and work onto even bigger items. You've got a BKB lined up here for Mobe on our Tiny. Blademir's still yet to come out on Nande. He did opt for a Mage Slayer first for some protection here. And a way to mitigate some of the magical damage, especially from Fly very early on. IG though, I feel like when they get their BKBs, it starts to become a little bit of an issue. Right now, you're very reliant on, say, this instantaneous burst from Mobe. That disappears with a BKB up and running. And the Roar is going to be forced onto one of these BKB targets as well. And at that point, you have to kind of make a choice. Do you try to stop Zeal from getting the Pulverize off? Do you try to isolate Fly? Once his BKB is up. It can be a little bit harder in those engagements to figure out which is the right call. Are setting up for Roshan. 40 seconds until the respawn. And the side of IG have not set up anything forward to scout out Roche just yet either. So it does look like Alliance might be able to snag another free Roshan once more. But IG will smoke late. See if they find this flank into the pit.
I mean, they might have a chance. Roshan still 20 seconds away. IG wrapping around that Radiant jungle. Got a Kai and Sanj now up on Emo. That might help a little bit in this next team fight. Smoke not broken yet. Ollie, he will break his on Desire, but misses the hook. Shadow Realm going to be there in time, though. When Arrow does connect from Baboka, they're still going to try to take down Desire before this fight really starts. Desire, though, alive for now, but surely not for long as the jump is there. Skylark just deleting Fly. Ollie gone to boot. And now, well, Baboka, he'll follow his team very closely as Zill's going to try to run, but he is stunned up and he is dead. Everything's good until Skylark joins the party.
And it is. I mean, even the initial jump for IG just looked shaky at best. Missed hook shot, the rocket flare scouting out. I don't know if he even had a rocket flare just then, but with the smoke break, doesn't quite get the opening. And they find a decent enough angle. They're just not able to burst fast enough here from IG. And Fly just puts himself in a very compromised position up front, just to get pinned down by the onslaught of Alliance. Aegis comes up, they deny it on Nande.
Okay.
So no Aegis on hand.
What?
It's a misclick. He picked up the ban, and he accidentally denied Aegis. It happens.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. You know, this is them debuting, I guess. But you know what? This is memorable. Emo, he does pick off Desire. I'm pretty sure I can hear Loda swearing somewhere in Romania right now, John. I mean, it's pretty far off from where we are, but I don't think Loda would have been too impressed by that Aegis denial. So, Alliance? I mean, do you slow down now? Do you have to play a slower game because you don't have that Aegis?
You might hold off onto the high ground. You could still go for the tier 2 bot for sure. I think that's an avenue that's still open here for Alliance if they so wish. They'll be taking their Tormentor first. Skylark getting the creep army to get that done for him. Slowly but surely, eventually, it will. Shard coming out for Desire. And we'll get a little bit more pathing blocking with the Christ Crown upgrade up. We do have the aura slowly being built up here on IG. Vlad's finished up on Baboka. And again, Emo is going to work into BKB. So, at the very least, triple core BKB timing for the side of IG is going to feel good as Fly finishes his up, although...
Yeah, well, Emo, Terrorize is going to connect on Emo right after the roar, and, well, sadly, Ollie trying his best to save Emo here, but it is just not going to pan out in their favor. And now they're looking for more. Baboka will be okay. Nande does not connect with the Boundless. But Alliance, I mean, Aegis or not, Jonathan, it seems like they can approach high ground once again.
Yeah, they've got that siege potential up. Not too much time to kind of rip through here. You need Emo to be disruptive in the back, so you can't just commit at the moment on the side of IG. Fortify already forced out as the creep wave comes in, and nothing to be scared of, although...
Toss is out. They got themselves a nice target in the Baboka Mirana. Baboka immediately deleted. Zill's though trying to pick off Nande, but Nande's perfectly fine to balance out of there. Gleipnir out to catch down Zill again, but they don't really care for picking off heroes right now. They just want the barracks. But it seems as though Alliance, they've lost their creeps, so they'll just go ahead and reset. No need to force it. Emo's also respawned. So back to the drawing board, back to the jungle. They'll come back another day.
It's good stall from IG, all things considered. And they did have to pop their fresh BKB on Fly and on Zeal, but they hold on to the racks. They force Alliance to just kind of reset. Mind you, still a 14k lead here for Alliance on top of everything else. And the angles in for IG just aren't clear. Like, you got Zeal jumping a good target. Does get the pulverize off onto Skylark. He's just so damn tanky. With a Granite Golem a while ago, and just all the stats he has, that bursting down Skylark just feels like an impossibility if you're not able to, like, get the jump in as well with your Storm here from Emo. So, they need to maybe try to find a squishier backline, or just try to isolate off, say, Nande out of all the course. Might be the most susceptible to dying right now. It just doesn't feel like these angles are very easy to find for IG. To lose their last outer tower, IG still trying to push onto the mid at 28 minutes in, which is never a good sign.
It certainly isn't. They might get it though eventually. I mean, these illusions aren't going to get it done, but you know, a couple more of those bad boys coming in. Problem is, Alliance looking like they want to take another attempt the racks again. Skylark's got another Helm of the Overlord creep up. They've got their Enchanted creep up. Here we go. They'll try again. Though this time it is a 5v5. Keep in mind, they don't have a pick-off to play with. But they don't need to commit their own bodies, as you can see very well, Jonathan. Pretty easy, just throwing the creeps in there. Mobay will eventually move in. And, well, IG, they don't really even fight back. They'll go for a smoke now, but it does feel a little bit late. As Alliance, they will play safe.
That they do.
Whatever, man.
Banner's taken out, so at the very least they can clear out the creep wave, but melee rack's already taken. Oh no.
Nande's been caught. Gleipnir out is not going to help. Emo has found the Monkey King, and that's going to be Nande down. So the smoke still ends up paying off, in a sense that IG gets something. But it doesn't really take away from the fact that you did still lose your mid-racks for nothing.
It does. Again, it allows a little bit of leeway for IG to try to play catch-up still on net worth. Still going to be a bit of time until you're fully set up to really be comfy in the big 5v5s. Again, we're waiting for Emo now on his BKB for the triple time here, although...
Okay, the poke completely blown up, and so is Ollie. There's just nothing these supports can do in a game like this. Again, I mean, Skylark deserves all the tips he's been getting. This man literally just carried the team on his back this game. Not that he needed to, John, because Alliance, they did not struggle at all. But from minute zero, Skylark just literally said, guys, I'm carrying. We're all good. Don't worry about it.
And we saw them, again, popping off after the draft, feeling themselves on Alliance's side. For good reason. 9-23, 15k advantage, already ripping into the second set of racks. And this is off of Alliance denying their own Aegis. They didn't need it. I mean, you probably needed it on Nande, to be fair. He wouldn't be dead. But hey, they still siege high ground without it. So what more if they had it, Michael Phoenix? It sends a message. Like, we don't need Aegis. You can't even kill us. No. You kill us, we still take your racks. Who needs Aegis?
I mean, it makes you wonder whether it was done on purpose, honestly, you know, with the way things have panned out. I wouldn't surprise me too much if they just wanted to, you know, get a bit of get people talking. I don't blame them. That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
9-23, 15k advantage. One racks up so far for Alliance. IG really not showing signs of life yet. I'll be frank with you, John. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's been a pretty bland kind of game here for IG.
That it has been. Just not a lot of activity. A much slower lane for Zeal on his Primal Beast special, which, to be fair, the lane matchup, again, isn't the best into Monkey King carry. It feels like at this point, even with triple BKBs up now, with Emo finishing his, it feels like you need a bunch of Lincolns up as well. Like, they have some Lincolns poppers, for sure, on Alliance. The Curse Crown, and along with Enchant, but at least to block off that instant roar from Skylark can open up some possibilities. There's, again, this cheeky little thing for Emo. If he bought out his own shard, that you can just burst everyone down in the middle of a team fight with Solar Flare-Up. You'll eat through all 3 charges fast. And that can be funny, but I don't know if it will really turn. It's a lot of damage if you can kind of stack it up. It's just a matter of, are you even going to be able to get that shard if you're just banking it from the Tormentor as well? That's the one thing. Alliance, with a bit of a small smoke, they've got refresh up on Skylark, double roar, double BKB set to go, even double beast mode in Beast.
This is scary for Fly. I mean, this is already a scary position to try and farm in. But Nande, of course, now going to know exactly where he's gone. The Fly, realizing something's wrong, will TP out and does make it. Good TP play. Now, you really couldn't afford to lose Fly because he did not have buyback. He did just buy out his Kanda, so would have been really, really just disgusting had he died. Thankfully, though, for IG, they will carry on with their carry. Problem is, I mean, you're still stuck on your high ground. That's kind of the situation right now for IG. It's like, okay, you got your item, you made it out, but you're still stuck in base.
Yeah, it's... Oh,
Emo? It was a very aggressive play from Emo. Doesn't catch anyone, sadly.
No. I do like the idea. I think he was trying to cut off any tree that Nande might have jumped to, hoping for a tree cut into a burst play. Does not manage to snipe him in time, though. And Alliance, again, for their part, pretty relaxed, pretty chill. Just play the farm game. Maybe wait for next Roshan in a few seconds here. Gonna be spawning soon, although.
Oh, this is a big one. Skylark gets jumped. This is a huge deal if they can kill him. And Skylark is going to pop the roar and try to run with the drums, but it's not going to be enough. In fact, now Mobe jumps in. BKB TP out those immediate, and he does make it. A very nice kill for IG. A very important kill. They'll even find Kadaro now. And Kadaro, while he is going to be annoying to kill, they'll get him eventually. Roshan's up. Scary times for Alliance. I mean, it's like the Alliance is probably feeling quite bad about this now because you deny one Aegis and now, well, the next Aegis, it's going the other way, which I really couldn't say I was not expecting from IG. And it seems like we IG. Look, we've lost Johnny for a second here.
I'm back.
John, are you there?
Yep,
oh,
yep.
Thank goodness. Hello, John.
Hello. A lot of things happened, but
Yes.
yeah, yes, a lot of things happened. They do manage to get their opening on IG, just going back into that last fight. Great opening, being found by Zeal, just BKB again, isolating the Beastmaster with the follow-up of his team this time. And that is kind of all they need to do here on IG. If they can split apart Alliance, you mentioned earlier on, Alliance has been sticking as 5. Whenever they do split up, there is potential here for IG. They still have to play against an 11k deficit, to be fair. But they've got the security of Aegis now on IG side, although...
Oh, Fly! Oh, Fly, no! Well, he's caught out with the Aegis once. The problem is they committed Raw, and in fact, it looks like Skylark is going to die. IG, they're going to try and capitalize off this, going after Kadaro, but the Glimmer Cape is going to save him. So you took the Aegis away, but it's going to be another death on Skylark. I think he wanted to get the double roar off, but he never really got a chance for it. And Alliance, I'm not sure if you really call that a win.
Not fully so, no. A minute respawn is not the longest time in the world, considering there's still tier 2s defending your high ground. So it's not the worst sacrifice play to make on Alliance, but it's a lot of gold just again pouring back for free on IG. At least double roar will be there when he does respawn in. And IG's starting to get some play. And this aggression out from Skylark without the backing of his team is starting to hurt Alliance's end. And for IG's part, despite being the racks behind,
they found Nande as well. Zill's going to TP by the outpost, and Emo's going to zip right through, and they've got him. Another great kill. IG. They're really starting to hunt them down. And Alliance, I mean, maybe dropping the ball a little bit here in this game. What is it really was starting to feel like the game you just couldn't lose. But now IG, well, they're making a comeback here, John, and it's looking somewhat more convincing as the minutes go by.
That it is. It's just down to a 5k lead for Alliance. Again, they do have good scaling lined up here, at the least, on Alliance's end. Your Monkey King still has so much more room to grow, but Nande has lagged behind in farm, especially in comparison to Fly. All of this gold has been pouring out onto Skylark. He is trying to go into the Dagon now for some lifesteal. Some spell lifesteal on hand, so that can be a little bit more of a boon. But again, to get the old feeling with the old Ags, it does take a few more levels in the Dagon upgrades now to kind of make up for that lost 5%. And your cap is just gone. Just 5% less, of course. Full Satanic up and running now for Fly as well. Still has a refresh shard on hand. Double BKB, double Eclipse. Double Satanic is going to feel great for Fly despite losing the Aegis earlier on. And they will try to make a move onto the tier 2s. IG still playing a little bit more cautiously. Well, even though no defense is coming out from Alliance just yet. Instead, they'll try for a rear flank smoke. See if this one can pan out here.
Personally, really cool Emo. He's going to jump right in. Avalanche Toss combination is there. Zeal copying a fair bit of damage, but the hook shot is in now. They found Skylark. That's the Beastmaster. That's the one guy you don't want to lose. Skylark, he'll survive thanks to the Glimmer Cape. There's no detection. He'll get the roar out in time, but he does go down. Fly trying to fight back, pops the refresh or BKB's up, goes for the Eclipse and makes it out. An ultra kill for Fly. Looking for the Rampage and he's got it. Oh my goodness. IG coming back from the grasp of death here as Kadaro also caught. It'll be a full team wipe. In fact, that was a dieback on Kadaro.
Oh, Lord. The high ground's just completely open now, and with Luna, this does not take too long to rip apart. Alliance, they had an idea going for the rear. Again, it's Emo zipping in for the regen that catches them off guard. And again, just not being able to utilize this refresh up. Not able to double roar and force the buyback onto 2. The rest lacking their buybacks. IG can still go. They get a read. It's like they don't have full commitment. I'll just try to go for tier 4. And again, the Luna makes short work. That refresh shard. Double Satanic, double BKB, sustaining right through the middle.
Well, Avalanche toss up. They're going to throw Emo into the fountain. Emo going a bit too far, does go down, but he's got buyback available, and the Ancient is completely exposed here from IG. They're just going right for the jugular, and I think they might have it. Alliance, they're going to try and defend. Mabay, that's a lot of damage. Baboka, he does go down. Fly, he's going to go back towards the Ancient, and the Ancient is just as good as gone.
It's on, because you can't afford to give a team like IG a way back in. Also, interesting to note here, Mikey, you don't have drinking buddies here for our Tusk. Desire has gone for tag team. To be fair, he is laning with an Enigma, so perhaps there's a little bit more play coming out with tag team overall, but you do not have that clutch save mechanic on hand outside of just Blink Snowball right now.
I can kind of appreciate that. Might kind of cost them later on. We'll have to wait and see. They also got Flayer's Hook on Nande, by the way, which is... I think it's the better facet anyway, but generally carry Pudges, you know, they might go the other route. I like it, though. I like Flayer's Hook.
I see good old PTP was highlighting Black Grimoire as well. The surprise of no one.
PTP.
No one ever picks up the other one.
It's going to change the game. I promise you.
No, I've talked to every Warlock player. They're like, yeah, you know, it's a little bonus. It's like, whatever. They don't even feel strongly about it. It's like,
All disruption's going to land. Arrow setup is there for Fly, and of course he times it perfectly. And that's going to be first blood, but this time it goes to Ollie. So at least they didn't hand first blood to Emo again.
Yeah, a little bit of a silver lining, but losing your Pudge generally doesn't feel that good as well. At the very least, they draw even on the bounties. Couldn't really try for they didn't even fully commit for some like the early hook on the rune. So you miss out maybe a little bit of an opportunity here. That does.
This is big. Fly. I love the trap, and that's why Desire went tag team, John, because they absolutely annihilated Fly.
Yeah, ripped to shreds with Skylark around with the Eidolons up. Does make a lot of sense in that lane, for sure, to play aggressive. So they even out a little bit, get some gold flowing for Skylark, force Fly as well. Our pause once, not off to the best of starts you could ask. We're still taking a look at that mid lane, of course. We do have our tri-view here. You've got Mobe on the MP up against Emo on the Storm. This time around, Emo does go for the static slide. So no shock collar on hand. This lane isn't too bad for a Storm. Again, the Ironwood Treant was nerfed down as Zeal dies.
Already? Zeal going down. I mean, Nande didn't quite catch that, but I imagine it was a hook and Fatal Bonds, and indeed it was. It's a bit of a rough start here for Zeal again, as Baboka was trying to just pull the creep wave over to help him out anyway, but Zeal has to do the old TP and gets hooked anyway. Zeal, be careful, sir. You're TPing very far forward by the tier 1 tower. Lost already half his HP.
Yeah. Not going to be feeling too comfy in that lane. Melee matchup up against the Pudge. Not the best for the Primal Beast, especially since, again, you kind of tried to survive through by Uproar in these trades. You don't have early magic resistance here for Zeal. Yeah, it's going to be a while until that comes in as your talent as well at level 10, way past laning phase. So you should be able to just constantly leverage this lane for Alliance, give Nande a strong start, control, cut away EXP again for Zeal. And you are going to be suffering. At the very least, Baboka can always stack up once he does have his Shadow Poison up, and that is something to watch out for. If IG do manage to get some good stacks in the triangle, there's still a recovery process here for Primal Beast overall.
Certainly is. A top lane. A bit back and forth. Obviously, Skylark going to be looking to deny as many creeps as possible once again on this Enigma. Still having a great old time against Fly. As bottom lane, this is not a great time for Zeal. Nande, not going to find the hook on him, but does get one on Baboka. Another nice hook. And Baboka, he actually might just die to the Fatal Bonds. In fact, they barely don't have enough. He will survive another day. But Nande, he's been hitting these hooks. He's not missing. In fact, he's going to go for more, I think. Too many creeps in the way. He won't bother. Oh, there you go. He's got him again. Very awkward angles Nande is going for. Like, timings you just wouldn't expect for the hook to come out.
And you wouldn't. Zeal, again, barely surviving, but this is not a lane you can sustain this way. Nande's still going to look for another hook.
He might just be dead here, Zeal. Oh, that was a nice angle. The creep betrays Nande. But I appreciate, I respect the attempt.
Yeah, he's just been on point. Laning pressure already up for Alliance. Again, their idea in this lane with Warlock Pudge is very sound. There's a lot of magical output, not a lot of defense coming out from the side of IG. And they are making that bot lane hellish. Even the top lane for Fly and Aldi aren't the smoothest of times. They have no easy way to clear out these Eidolons. You don't have that Starstorm bug. I do believe that when you clear out the Eidolons with first wave, you start to stack that strike on first as each one dies one by one. Doesn't happen any longer, I do believe, so the Mirana answer is not like an instant nuking answer. And there's only so much Aldi can do as well. They're maintaining good blocks here from Alliance, ensuring that there's no creep for the Ench to play with, no pullbacks. And they're finding everything in the laning phase. Another rough laning start for IG overall.
Absolutely. Now, Arrow actually connecting top lane on Skylark. He's alright though. Nande still being an absolute menace down at bot lane. No troubles here for Nande, in case it wasn't already obvious. He's 20 and 11 in terms of CS on this POS 1 punch. Disruption out from Baboka. Onto Kadaro, but Kadaro going to be okay. Baboka just trying to get away from this Warlock. Zeal's going to intervene though. Kadaro could be in a spot of danger here if he's not able to retreat, but looks like he's okay. And yeah, I mean, laning stage-wise, you kind of already said it, but all three lanes have gone the way of Alliance thus far.
It has. At least Zeal does still manage to secure that pull, clear out a camp while in the process. So he's still finding some steady farm. Of course, Pudge can just scale out of control, just getting free creeps every single time with a hook. Do appreciate this cheeky ward coming out from IG, watching way behind the tier 1 to ensure that they can always go for these pulls without contest. And so far, again, Alliance, their laning prowess is just way up there. IG are just not able to work out these lane combinations they have as much as they'd hope. Again, maybe a little bit more passive with their lane setups, like Mirana Ench. Not exactly the most straightforward lane to play. Primal Beast plus Shadow Demon as well, not the most aggressive in the world. Zeal, again, just forced to go for some long pulls or wave stacking as much as possible, but not really impacting Nande's farm. They are forcing a rotation mid.
Yeah, mid lane. Desire's going to rotate, so will Kadaro, and looks like Baboka's going to be the unfortunate target. So nothing coming here for IG, but Alliance, they do rotate both supports, and they do secure a support kill themselves. Of course, they'll be able to get the power rune as well, as Mobe will pick one up at the top rune spot. A nice little regen reset here for the Prophet. It is opening up space for Zeal to get some comeback farm, though, and this time around it's not quite as bad. He's 26, or rather 27 and 4 now in CS. With the support rotations out, he actually gets a bit of space to farm. So, you know, the Primal Beast is going to be online faster than, say, last time.
And it should be. It does still feel like the same timings kind of line up here for Zeal. Maybe potential for aura play as well. It's something like a pipe doesn't sound like the worst idea in the world here for Zeal if he does opt for that. And see what his itemization will look like. And he is starting to be able to dodge out these hooks from Nande. At the very least, so not under kill threat.
The thing is, Nande got the large creep off that hook, so I don't know if he was aiming for the hero or the creep, but he got gold, Jonathan. He's happy, Nande. He didn't miss either way.
Yeah, and that's a positive way of looking at it, you know? You always win that punch. Always get something for your trouble. So movement across the map. Fly shows up, but again, the early ward here from Alliance spots this out.
Oh, nice hook. Easiest hook of his life as well. Fly trying to run, not gonna make it. Now they'll definitely know there's a ward there on the bright side for IG, but Alliance they'll happily take another kill. Zeal gonna try to get aggressive on Nande. I'm not sure about this. Do they have the damage? Disruption's gonna allow them to try and bring some more bodies in, and here comes Emo. That'll be enough. Nande is down. Emo with a very nice rotation.
And it is. Does manage to get himself a nice little kill. A little bit more galvanized up for Emo as well. And...
Chase onto Fly top lane. He's out of lead charges, and Mobei's going to TP in just to ensure they have the damage. Skylark to take that one.
And that's big. Mirana now stuck with no TP. Top gets to be shoved in heavily from the side of Alliance, but the Eidolons and the Ironwood Treant not going to take too long to take this down. No defensive play from IG. Maintaining that 2k lead now on Alliance's end. As IG, they kind of have to just wait for farm again. They don't even have level 6 on Fly yet to try to turn around with, say, Solar Flare. And just have to try to stem the bleeding once more. They are still looking down bot here on both sides.
Zaro, he's going to get caught. At least he's tanking the gank for the team, but I say tanking. Here comes Skylark with the black hole ready. He'll pop it immediately. It's onto Zeal. He only found one with that, but Zeal is down. Nande in the meantime jumping Emo with the Dismember, but Emo is still able to zip out. Unless Nande can land a hook, but it's on cooldown for another 10 seconds. So 2-for-1 trade certainly in the favor of Alliance. They only give up their POS 5 Warlock. And, well, IG, back to the drawing board.
They are. I like that cheeky play out from Emo. Again, getting the zip across right outside. Black hole range just into the Pudge's arms. Makes it awkward to try to look for that cleanup. Getting the double bottle refill as well for Emo here to re-engage.
Well, Emo gonna try and re-engage now, but Baboka's already been jumped. He'll save himself with disruption as now Nande dropping quite a lot of HP, but gets the Dismember off in time, and Zeal needs to back off because he's got no backup. They're jumping Mobei instead, and they've got the profit by the looks of it. Emo will take him down. Zeal still running, actually making it out, as it seems as though Alliance agree they need to leave the area. Emo's looking for more. He'll jump Skylark on the Enigma, and Skylark, he's got nothing to play with. He will drop, but now a golem drop committed. Emo, he's out of mana. He'll go down. So will Zeal. Baboka, he'll also drop. It's almost a complete wipe, and now it is.
God.
What? Look at John. This Warlock. Think about it, Jonathan. One golem drop. You see how powerful this hero is.
Yeah, it always turns it around. He did pop Black Grimoire early to get the levels up here, of course.
What a broken facet.
So broken. Now he's just going to be stuck at level 6 for the next few minutes, but it is what it is. What a Warlock. You know, I appreciate the two ways of playing it. Either you pop it for your 6, or you try to pop it into a level 15 or a level 20 that you were tierizing last time we saw this, Mikey. It is going to be the 6 this time, just to maintain that momentum on the side of Alliance. For IG, I'm surprised they're forcing these re-engage every single time. Like, they just get level 6 on Fly off of the kill on Mobei. So the Solar Flare flies on a little bit too late when they're able to kind of disengage on the side of Alliance. IG just kind of needs to chill out a little bit, but they're not. They're actually going to smoke. They know Black Hole's down for a little bit longer. Golem's down for a lot longer, and they can try to make use of that here.
Oh, Mobei escapes for now, but Emo straight zip in. It is by the tier 2 tower, so there is a chance Mobei could be saved. They'll drop the heal on Mobei, but no, it's not enough. He's down. Zeal might have to sacrifice himself for this, but it is only both supports left, and Emo is ensuring that they do not come close. Though Emo now, gotta find his own way out, but he'll just zip. He's fine. Skylark's still chasing, but they are well without the ability to get within range to get to that. Oh, never mind, John. They have the ability. Nande, he does not miss.
No, just hasn't. And I guess that's one thing, right, with a Fatal Bond. You can see that line. It helps you just figure out a position to get that angle in for the hook. get the punishment once more. This Ag's timing for Nande is going to be ridiculous. And that additional slow on top, the healing reduction, the extra damage, it's going to be very painful for the side of IG until something like the pipe is formed up, and a couple of initial BKBs can start to mitigate some of that output here as well, which is still a ways off for the side of IG to consider. So Alliance off to a very strong start. Again, they've managed to play on the strength of their laning quite nicely. Their siege potential after these fights just cleans up objectives very quick with all of the Eidolons that they can pump out here from Skylark. And the Ironwood Treant as well, coming out from Obey. Working on a Gleipnir now from Obey as well. And for the side of IG, I mean, it's all hinging on Pipe right now for Zeal. If he can start to find a farm into the Pipe and kind of lead his team into the right position, to the right target to fully commit on first, and these fights can simplify. Mind you, you have a lot to worry about. You have to look where Skylark's at with this Enigma. You have to worry about Chaotic Offering from Kidaro if he's allowed to get that off. And you have to be very concerned with how close you are to Nande now with that full Ags up on the Pudge.
Uh-oh. That's a scary one. When the Ags is up, the Pudge gets that much more powerful. And obviously the farm starts to escalate even faster as Ollie, caught by Desire, almost down, but gets the wand charges off in time. And here comes Maboka to try and help out, but the Sprout to lock down Ollie. And now the hook from Nande, and that'll do it. That's all she wrote for poor old Ollie. He will drop. Meanwhile, Fly was around the area as well, but it looks like he's alright to retreat back into their triangle. But once again, we have a bit of a repeat of Game 1. Alliance pretty well ahead of IG so far. Dominating all the lanes and just dominating the map as we speak. This Baboka, hooked, and dead. Mobay. Emo's going to go for a solo pickoff here onto Mobay. TP away attempt. Oh, Emo's got him. Just barely. Emo, he'll secure the Wisdom Rune plus the life of the Nature's Prophet. That's not a bad trade whatsoever if you're Emo.
And it certainly isn't. Finds himself on an Arcane Rune as well. Gonna be nice and happy with more spell spam coming in here for our Storm. And building up some nice free stacks of Galvanized. All for himself. A little bit more regen to eke out some distance here on the Storm. Inside of Alliance, they're still in a strong position. But again, when you have this Pudge, it does feel like maybe you have a little bit more of a timer going on. Mind you, this guy does get extra durable as the game scales up overall. And that is one thing. Whether or not your Mirana can still rip through, say, a Pudge with a Crimson Guard, as he would probably be the best carrier of the Guard for the team here on Alliance if they feel the need for it. Can cause some burst issues here.
Certainly could. Fly. Oh, that's a big kill. I mean, that's your POS 1 Mirana just dropping to Desire on the Tusk. That's a pretty concerning sign for IG. Obviously, you had your Prophet coming in as well, but Nature's Wrath. But that's still your POS 1 Mirana, Jonathan. Not great news for IG.
No, certainly not. And the name of the game for IG is almost the same as last time. Stall out. Try to get farm and Fly. Don't have him going to really exposed positions either. Just try to get that scaling to shine through here on the side of IG. Zeal with his pipe, only the recipe away, so that timing at least is starting to line up.
Well, they found Nande. He's a big target. That's the opposing POS 1 now going down. Emo picking up another kill on this Storm, and I'll tell you what, I mean, I thought Alliance might be able to just get away with that Mirana kill, but it ends up a bit of a trade now for IG. And Emo, he is starting to build up. You know, he's still behind, but we saw what happened in Game 2. This man can start to get out of control.
And he can. And again, in this game, the commitment for Alliance to catch out Emo is much larger. Right? Yeah, you have to maybe throw in the black hole, or if you can find an angle out here for Desire with his blink up, you could try to change control off the back of that. But it is still a relatively easy time for Emo to dance around here. And he is certainly capitalizing on that a little bit more than we were seeing in the last game. Again, net worth lead hasn't grown for Alliance. It's actually shrunk down to 3k now. You have that pipe up and running for Zeal straight into the Ags BKB. Have that break to try to deal with the Pudge. Have the ability to start to clear out these Eidolons nice and easy as well, of course, with the Uproar lines coming in. And now they're going for a bit of a slow siege down bot. Not a full commitment out from IG. They will cut off the creep wave with Zeal. They are ensuring that someone has to start to walk up here to stop some free damage from flying out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Still a 3k advantage Alliance's way. The game is certainly still well within their control. Ping's coming out towards the top lane. Seems like they want to try and hunt down Zeal. It's definitely the easiest core to hunt down right now. So I didn't realize how low Fly's net worth was. Like, he's still below Zeal in net worth. In fact, a nice hook now from Nande. Gonna land right onto the Primal Beast. And sadly for Zeal, he was underneath vision. So not exactly a very hard hook if you are Nande.
No, they've been really on point with all of their ramp wards here from Alliance, setting up every single time for that early Great rotation earlier on, setting up for the Roshan here. Into the pit they go with that nice pick-off for themselves. And they should find it no problem. IG, not quite in position to try to steal out here. All they can do is just try to use the space to farm back into the game.
Well, they could hope that it gets denied again, in fairness.
Let's see. No, I don't think the same mistake gets made twice. No.
All right, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. No problems. Happy days for Nande.
Yeah. Had the item slot this time. Didn't have to right away. It's his team run still. Ollie.
Well, they found themselves a nice little inch. Ollie, I mean, he's got the wisps going, but it's not going to really matter. Mobe will easily take him out. And so now if you're Alliance, I mean, you might be just looking to get very aggressive. I mean, you got 2 lives on Nande. There's plenty of towers to still take out. Question is, who can you find to really try and attempt to kill at? Fly would be great because he's already pretty slow in the farm department, so slowing him down any more would be just debilitating for IG. But nobody really on the map showing from IG, so it seems like Alliance going to go back to the farm game for now. Still well and truly in the lead. I mean, it's only a 3k advantage, but with the Aegis up, it's certainly something. As Zeal going to give them an option as he does go through the mid lane. And the immediate jump from Nande into the hook. Zeal, he's a tanky boy with the pipe up, but he's got no helping coming. So he's basically just a sitting duck.
Yep. There's a sacrifice to be made. A nice pick-off for the side of Alliance to try to capitalize on. More flesh heap stacks, already up at 9 for Nande here. Nice bonus amount of strength. And IG, again, all they can do is stall. Buy time for Fly to farm, buy time for Emo.
Oh, Emo. Yeah, Nande, he's going to blink up now. Surprise reveal. Emo, he cannot make it out. He cannot make it. A very nice play here from the side of Alliance, picking off another very important core off the map. And now, well, I mean, they are going to lose Skylark mid lane. They're even going to drop a golem here from Kadaro's end of things. The golem may be a bit overboard, but he's actually going to find Fly with this. Never mind, it's not overboard, Jonathan. He gets the Pozwell Marana. He sets up for Baroka to die, and it seems like Ollie's going to drop to boot. The Alliance, it just feel like they teleported into the mid lane.
That it does feel like. IG, again, they're just not durable enough, and that's them managing to take care of the threat of Black Hole very early on. But just the golems coming in, the fact that, you know, Zeal died earlier with a pipe, you just don't get that durability to kick in to try to outlast all of this burn damage coming in from the Warlock with the Bonds as well. And it's a nice, easy run-in for Alliance. This does widen their lead up to 7k, a much more comfy position for Alliance to control this game from. And IG, you gotta see this recovery process really kick in. I don't see what items start to really help this out.
Emo, again caught by the blink, Dismember, is going to die in lifetime. And Alliance now, of course, can look directly towards that bottom tier 2 tower. And this time around, no mistakes quite yet from Alliance. Still a very clean style of game. They're looking towards that Dire Tormentor 2, and that should be a pretty easy pickup. And yeah, this blink from Nande, it's causing Emo a lot of headaches. I mean, he's just an ultimate orb away from having the Lincoln Sphere up, but Still needs about 2.5k worth of gold to have that ultimate orb, and well, until then, as long as he can't see Nande, excuse me, he's not really safe.
No. Nande is still at it as well. Oh no.
Yeah, Fly, he's just not having it today. Oh, what a beautiful hawk.
No.
Yeah, this guy just doesn't miss. That's just it, you know? I don't know what to tell you, John. Once I saw the first few hooks, I knew we were going to have a good game here for Alliance.
And we are getting out IG. And they're bleeding out into Alliance, and the answers just aren't presenting themselves again. Like, Zeal with a pipe's nice, needs a BKB to really try to hold this position. This Linken's for Emo is going to be nice as well, but you already have Blink on Desire. He can always follow through for Nande, break the Linken's first into the bite. And it's just going to still lead into issues here for Emo. Try to survive True. So, I don't know. Like, the Linken's alone can't be everything for Emo, unless he responds just that quick the moment it pops. But there is still time here for Alliance again to just double blink on top, break Linken's into Dismember, and you still get the same sequence of events coming out. IG, their teamfight control is just lacking. See if they can maybe get something off of the smoke here, but you need to find someone straggling from the side of Alliance. Mobe is farming by himself, but it's a pretty long distance to run to.
I don't think they'll quite get there. They're going to draw a line back through their dire triangle, but Nande's right there with the rest of the cavalry. They're going to run right into the punch. This is not the target you want to start on, and Nande actually the one to blink away for now. No vision around for the punch to really know who's there. They do have a lane ward in fairness. Now that the smoke is broken, perhaps IG could show an opening. But it seems like IG not really seeing the target they wanted to start on. They will retreat. And now there's going to be a counter smoke from Alliance. Can Alliance find somebody? Everyone just hugs the top lane from IG. Just make sure they do not split up, apart from maybe Emo. Alliance is coming though. Emo will not show on the creep wave. Will back his way out. Alliance still looking around, seemingly thinking that they're in the Radiant Triangle, but they are not. IG quite literally hugging the tier 2 top tower at the moment. Apart from Emo, who is going to show on the creep wave. But the smoke's worn off, so it seems like he believes he's perfectly fine. Though Desire is chasing him down. Fly going to move in, Gleipnir into the arrow lockdown onto the Tusk, and Desire will be the one to go down. But Alliance, they're still rushing towards IG. Do they really want to force a fight though? Not yet. They'll get some vision in the lane.
I mean, you still have your big teamfight spells despite losing your Tusk here. Golem drop ready on Kidaro, and Black Hole ready on Skylark. We're seeing a little bit more measured play out from Alliance in comparison to Game 1, which, again, it was that hyper-aggression into even the later parts of the game that cost him here on Alliance. So this measured attempt is a sign of that adjustment that we were looking for here. IG not being given too many openings. I mean, killing off Desire is nice. Unfortunate that the gold goes towards Baboka, but a blink on the Shadow Demon isn't too shabby either. Just need to see what point that IG starts to feel comfy to look for wider fights. It's always hard, again, when there's so much team fight on the opposing end. But if you can follow through from, say, Emo's jump in, that's your best bet. You can kind of connect that into, say, Pulverize out from Zeal. He just gets his BKB up, so you can hold up front as long as Black Hole and Golem doesn't get committed onto him. All you need now is maybe something like the blink down for Zeal. That felt like the same time in the last game where IG started to open up the game once more, when this Primal Beast could just blink Pulverize first.
They see Fly. Warlock Golem is dropped. Disruption will save from Baboka, but can Fly really find a way out? He'll leap his way, but the Wrath of Nature just deleting him. With the Fatal Bonds, the damage output was absolutely insane. Emo and No Mana trying to get out. Should be alright. But they're onto the high ground here, Alliance. Now that combination is just disgusting to watch.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about that in the draft. Like, There is some play there for Warlock NP in your opener. It's not exactly the most straightforward thing in the world, but when it does fly in, with how Nature's Wrath works now, or Rat of Nature works now, it is an insane amount to bounce around. So you have to be a little bit cautious. They clear out mid, clear out bot. The Fortify is forced out, but the Golem's still going to be up. Ironwood Treant's still up. Have to work double time to stop this.
Well, they'll at least stop the bottom racks going down, but Alliance, again, well and truly in control of this game too. IG not out of it yet, only one lane of barracks going down. In fact, it was just the melee barracks in the mid lane. But every fight we've seen, it's just, like, IG can't even start the fight. It's always Alliance just in there straight away, just getting the job done. And you see a pick off here and there from IG, but it never really amounts to too much, and we might just see it again here, John. They've smoked up as 4 IG. Running right towards Mobay, but he's got his team right by him. Flyfly's going to have his smoke broken. A 3-man Glaive to get things started. It's a nice start for IG, but it seems like they almost want to retreat. It's now the Oh, he caught 3 of them. And sadly, Flyfly literally leaped into it, I do believe.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Oh. They've got vision over Emo as well.
Uh-oh. Well, at least Desire will let him know about it. Emo will have an escape route, but... Well, I don't really... It's going to be hard to defend. I mean, at least your respawn timers are quite low on the side of IG.
They are. Don't have Solar Flare-Up. Pulverize is back up. BKBs are in cooldown, though. Even without Black Hole, even without the Golem, there's just no threat right now from IG. Well, back off after the tier 3, let the minions do the rest here onto the racks. Take the range racks for their trouble. But IG, again, it looked like a good enough angle. They get the Gleipnir off, managed to hold down 3. The follow through is just not quick enough. Zeal was caught out, but the Onslaught didn't BKB before Onslaughting in.
Nande's having a look here. Lincoln Sphere is up on Emo. It might be a bait. Nande maybe realizing the wrong second now, jumping in a little bit on his own, but here comes the cavalry to try and help out as he'll dismember Zil instead, but Disruption will save from Baboka, giving him another chance at life. Zil is fine, but now the Golem drop is out. Mobay comes in. Is this really the fight IG can take? The Fatal Bonds is ticking away, but they're doing some good work so far. Mobay in trouble, and so is Nande. They've got the punch down. Mobay, he's trapped in his own tree line. 3 down for the side of Alliance. Oh no. It's not happening again, is it? That was almost a 6k gold swing.
That was, and it could be happening again. Mind you, they're in a much better setup right now, with mid constantly shoving in hard with the entire racks wiped. Top not going to be shoved too hard, considering that it's only the ranged, but still have something to have to respond to here for IG. They will find Roshan though. Rosh opens up for them. Again, they've identified that moment where there's no black hole threat in Skylark, so you don't have to worry about that. The Golem is nice, but they were very spread out this time on IG. Fly finds a rear angle, and he gets to just get some free damage off, while his tanky cores take the brunt of it. And like Zeal just doesn't die that quick right now. Now they've got coverage. Emo will get the Aegis for himself. Working onto Prasma now on his Storm. It's still a long road back to recovery for IG, but again, that sort of play is reminiscent of the last game, and maybe a little bit concerning for Alliance if IG finds these openings again. They have to be able to capitalize when they do fully commit Black Hole and Gold. They need to clear out the map.
Nice pick up here. I mean, in fairness to Alliance, like, Nande blinked in, maybe not seeing the Lincolns initially, is Skylark, he'll get a Black Hole off. That's fine. It's well worth it if Emo does die. Problem is Emo could zip away. In fact, he's got some help now. Still alive, but no, finally does go down. It seems like IG, they need to find a way out of this. Ollie doing a lot of damage to Skylark. Might actually solo the Enigma, but didn't have the detection through the invis. And Fly is also gone, as Nande will take him out. There goes Ollie.
Oof.
Skylark, he'll survive.
Not quite enough. No buyback here for Fly and Emo either. It's going to be a little bit of a harder defense, but Black Hole's down. Chaotic Offering will be back up in 20 seconds once the respawns are in, though. And we'll have some play options lined up.
Zeal's going to go for a pulverize attempt onto the Tusk, see if Desire does go down, but Desire actually pretty tanky throughout all this. Is now Ollie and Baboka getting jumped by the tier 4 towers. Alliance really trying to put a lid on it as Nande, a very nice hook, landing onto the Shadow Demon, taking down Ollie to boot. Zeal, no BKB left, does go down or doesn't because the GG call's been made. And there you go, they'll get Zeal in the end. Triple kill for Nande to finish off this game too. And props to Alliance, Jonathan. This time around, they make sure they don't mess up. You love
can kind of open up the lane a little bit more for Zeal. So I think even if it's just mid winning out here is already massive for the side of IG and slowing down that tempo and allows some aggressive movement out from Emo, which we saw a little bit more in game 2, to be fair. Just felt like we needed to see more of it. And I think the Leshrac, again, should allow that with a Misanthropy up. So it's down to Emo, and it's down to Mobe, whether or not he can withstand the magical onslaught that our Leshrac will bring out here.
It'd be interesting. Again, it's been a long time since you and I have actually seen Lesh in the pro games, so it's whether this hero is actually viable per se is the question on my mind, as they are going to see Emo mid lane trying to find a ward by the tier 1 tower, but does not get so lucky. Line's being drawn out though. They want to loop around and see if they can snipe Emo from the back. It seems like they might have decided better of it though. Desire just kind of going on his own little mission, and it doesn't really seem like they're going to be able to find the angle for Emo. Meanwhile though, IG, they're still in position to try and find a first blood themselves here down at this bottom side of the map. The issue is Alliance seem to have read this movement quite well, and they're going to completely avoid the gank attempt that was set there by IG. Maybe they could still try. But now they know Baboka's there. Zeal's still hanging around, so is Ollie. They could still give it a crack. They'll take the Watcher back. Nande's going to jump in onto Zeal, but they realize that something is awry here, and they do back towards the tier 2 tower. Nande's just going to TP right back to the tier 1.
And that was very good for Alliance. They got the read from Kadara's smoke breaking as he walks in towards that camp they were hanging out in. Still had the smoke running, and the smoke breaks. They just dodged that trap once again. No first blood this time around for IG. Much more even start. We did go 2 for 2 in bounties as well. And we can take a look at that mid. And this lane for the Timbersaw is probably not the best. You still have a lot of clear coming out for Mobe. Shouldn't be too tough to just at least walk up Whirling Death and pull back. But Emo with the isolation, with the threat of the Edict with Misanthropy, there's a ton of damage. So you do have to respect that. It's not easy for Mobe to just commit up. Although there is a wide window where Edict is down and Mobe can play a little bit more. Just going to be a little bit more passive for the Timbersaw in comparison here.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, that top lane rather, Fly and Ollie are going at it here against Skylark and Desire. It's a pretty strong off lane you've got here between Skylark and Desire, like the classic bushwhack into the hoof stomp combo. A lot of damage can be pumped out from the Centaur quite early on. I mean, Fly is somewhat of a Weaver specialist. Like, he does play this hero a lot. But I do question how effective the hero is going to be in the current meta.
I think the hero still works well. It doesn't feel like he gotten touched too much. His shard timing's still great. His output's still great. His scaling's early on still great. I think the key thing for Fly is that they are making this a little bit tougher for Desire to try to play with that tree bounce. They are cutting basically every tree with a quelling. So they are cutting off angles that Desire could look for bushwhacks early on to set up into a hoof stomp. And that is just giving Fly more full lane to play. I'm keen on seeing if Fly will try to get that rotation down bot again, and whether or not the vision's going to be there from Alliance to spot the tree to gate. As we are looking down bot, Hanande along with Kadaro up against Zeal and Boka. Again, this lane for the Luna is not necessarily that tough. It's a pretty close range matchup for the Pango to play tag with, but you've got Sustain coming out from Kadaro. The small poke damage you do get with Fatal Bonds plus the Glaives, it's nice additional, poke. It is slowly but surely whittling down a little bit more and allows you to just constantly shove the wave out to just get a pull in the back as well to try to deny some EXP if they can get that timing for Kadaro.
Absolutely. So far, 0-0, not too much action happening across the lanes. Though, I've got to say, I mean, props to IG. So far for their lanes, everything's going pretty well. Fly CSing very well. Emo CSing very well. Zeal is kind of struggling a little bit, but not so much. Things are still very even, which is something good to see because it has been a very one-sided affair for the first 5 to 10 minutes of each game. Of course, the bottom lane is starting to heat up a little bit for Zeal. You kind of went over it, but the Bat Rider can't help so much against this Luna Warlock, but, you know, at the very least, he's not having as bad of a time as he did last game on the Primal Beast.
And he isn't. And he is at least soaking up some stable EXP. You know, you're not dying twice in a row for Zeal. You're not being pressured to buy a million salves just to stay in that lane to soak up. You are maybe getting some room out for Baboka to try to build up some stacks. Only the large camp, as he is going to secure some water runes for the mid, but that is still some resources slowly being built up. Some catch-up mechanics lined up here. Up top, though.
Oh, nice kill. Ollie will go down. Desire able to secure first blood on the Hoodwink. Meanwhile, mid lane, there's a bit of a jump attempt onto Mobe. Baboka even rotating to try and throw a casual flame break out to reposition the Timber, but it will not work in their favor. Mobe is going to be just fine.
Yeah, not quite enough mana from Emo to sustain through the chase down as well. And I like this read from Emo. Trying to get aggressive before the double chakram is up here for Mobe. This is his opening. Even before 6, he does have that burst, but Mobe has been playing the lane very smart. Again, he's lagging behind in CS, but not by a huge margin. Emo is still up there 24-8, no denies from Mobe, but he is still managing to get what looks to be a decent timing to 6. So
Fly very close to dying that time around. It really all it takes is a bushwhack. Well, once the bushwhack does land, they are going to get a lot of damage off, and well, Fly sadly learning the hard way, but does at least make it through that initial initiation. But now you've got to be worried because one bushwhack's just going to kill you. Like Skylark will just get the hoof stomp, and that is you dead.
Pretty much it. I like this build as well from Skylark, not opting for any points in Retaliate. Full-on burst build here for our Centaur. Looking for that aggression early on. A little bit of a siege mid. Emo pops the Edict, but that's not going to help with buildings, unfortunately. And siege pacing isn't too bad. You've got the Enchantress around with the siege creep, but it's not as quick as it could be if you went for the other facet, of course.
Absolutely not. Oh, Bushwhack is there. Fly caught, but Hoof Stomp will not come out yet. Does eventually fly up, and Fly flies down. Was Sukuchi on cooldown?
Had it up.
I don't think it was.
Yeah.
Never mind, it doesn't matter, it happens.
Does happen. Their mid-aggression has paid off. Tower is still set to fall. Very low HP now, so even if this gets cleared out, you should still be able to find it, and they will. No deny coming out there. Good attempt coming out from Kidaro. So you do get that early tempo out for IG to at least open up some avenues to try to invade the triangle if need be. Some forward action down bot, but they are sacking top for this. Like, Fly is still not having a great time top. No support rotations whatsoever. No relief in sight for our Weaver. And maybe getting a read here on IG that they need to prioritize other lanes. Like, say, give Zeal a good time. It's a much better game for him again on this Pango.
I mean, Nande sees Emo running right towards him. He's just going to go for a bit of a run. Emo trying to cut him off by running up towards the twin gate, but Nande, realizing that's the way he would go, does continue running directly west and has made it. A very nice escape from Nande. A bit of an unfortunate attempt from IG because well, Emo makes all that kind of movement for nothing. Still gets a bit of farm here with the neutrals at the very least, but I dare say he would have much preferred himself a Luna kill.
And he would have. Can always sit back and farm in the jungle early on for the Luna nowadays as well. So Nande is not going to be feeling too bad about that. Still has his forward jungle to play with, although Emo is still keeping this chase up. This is fairly deep now.
This is a lot of time from Emo. Again, I will state he was farming on his way there. So at the very least, he's not wasting his time. But it was a lot of commitment from IG to try and hunt this Luna down, and they still have not found it.
Yeah. At the least, they will get the spacing they need to clear out that bot tier 1. So the early push lining out here for IG. Again, maybe giving them a little bit more map control to sneak in and try to get those kills. They didn't set up forward vision in that movement, though.
No. Their ping's out. They want Emo. Desire's here with the bushwhack. He's going to land it very nicely, but the MOUZ does need to back off. Too much damage from Emo with that Diabolic Edict / Pulse Nova, and Desire did not have level 6 yet for the Sharpshooter. Still does save the life of MOUZ. Is now Zeal moving his way up, still having a look around for this Timbersaw. Everyone from Alliance going to be able to retreat just fine, but you are kind of getting a glimpse of how much damage Emo has. They'll even take the triangle stacks.
Getting some good use out of these movements out. We'll find a nice freebie kill onto Baboka though, as he is exposed down mid, not able to join in to the triangle in time. I don't think you're in an unhappy position for Alliance anyway. Stack clearing, Ancient still stands, and the large camp's the one taken away. You're still getting free space out for the Centaur. You're still having a bit of a slower time on Fly, even in the 1v1 lane. Stampede at the ready now as well for Skylark to just start to make play. And again, there's this pressure on IG to actually play a little bit quicker with Lesh. And the fact that they couldn't hunt down the Luna, couldn't find Nande, already holds them back a little bit. And then these tier 1 objectives are nice, but I don't feel like you've actually pressured Alliance. Like, they're still farming comfortably. Maybe a bit of a slower game for MOUZ overall, but his lane matchup just wasn't good anyhow.
Absolutely not. MOUZ actually trying to intervene here and take some stacks away himself, and he might actually get away with a few. He does get some of the large camp as he makes the jump in onto Zeal, but Rolling Thunder is going to be at quite a nice angle here for Zeal. MOUZ being locked down for quite a while. They'll even drop the Golem now onto Emo, and he's down. They'll get MOUZ eventually, but Emo was definitely the better target to take out. Ollie now being chased, trying to find a way out of this one, but Desire will take him down easily. They're even looking for Zeal now. Nande on the chase. Lucent Beam out. Golem still chasing down Zeal to boot, but I doubt they're able to hold him, but they could look for Baboka and they get him. Desire, a triple kill for the Hoodwink at level 10 as Emo trying to come back in, trying to get some stragglers and maybe secure his own Ancient camps. And he will do so, but Nande's moving back in, looking for Zeal now as the Fatal Bond is doing a lot of damage because the Ancient stacks did also cop it.
Oh.
And Zeal is dead. Desire picking up his 6th kill of the game. My goodness.
Oh. Yeah, this is just not the set of events you'd want for IG. Great reads out from Alliance once more. A little bit unfortunate for MOUZ. He gets stuck in a very awkward angle from Zeal and his roll. But Zeal can't focus in on everyone else. Alliance had a lot of room to just get all of these heroes on top with a Stampede. Get the cleanup. Even early activity out for Nande with nothing but the Morbid Mask power treads. And tip out for Zeal and Skylark. Considering those sets of events there, but for IG, you're looking at 7-1 right now. You're lagging behind in farm. Skylark's popping off because again he was given a very free lane, rushing into the blink now to initiate for his team. It's only really still MOUZ hurting on the Tim, but
oh boy,
they're cleaning up shop.
They are cleaning up. Desire is becoming a real problem on this Hoodwink. Already 7-0-1, and this is your POS 4. My God, he's just. You don't think this kind of what's that, John?
He's taken almost all the kills. 7 out of 8. Jeez.
He's been involved in every single one too. You can give him that. This is a very nice
this movie,
performance.
You know this movie, Mike? A Streetcar Called Desire.
Oh, John, I don't know that movie. Why do you know that movie?
I also don't know why I know that movie. I feel like I picked it up in a game. No. Oh, no. I didn't. But
good.
Every time we say Desire, I just think that, I don't know. He certainly is looking like a streetcar named Desire, whatever that means. Yes, he is.
Streetcar named Desire.
I think it's a good film. I've been told by the internet. Perhaps.
Yeah, but in fairness, your taste for films it's something. It's
Hey, look, I was an art student, okay? I love Koyaanisqatsi. It's a great film.
You sure were, John. You did study the art, didn't you, Jonathan?
Study is a word for it. Study is a word for it, I suppose.
I was doing an arts degree as well, back at university.
That I cannot believe.
Oh, that's how we ended up here, John. Never do arts. You don't go to university. Don't listen to your parents, kids.
Don't go to university.
Well, what's the Exactly. Pay 100k for what? For what?
Hey, if
So I
you're,
can get some
if you're in the
expensive toilet
sciences, it
paper.
makes sense.
Ah, get out of here. AI is going to be doing all of it in 5 years.
Look, we took arts. That's our fault, not the universities. We're just the schmucks. We thought we could do art, Michael Phoenix.
You ask any Westerner, should they do an arts degree, they'd laugh at you, John. I guarantee. Select few may not.
This
Anyway.
is getting to be a very peppy stream right here. Went from talking about a movie as it's 8-1 on Desire into just being sad about our life choices. Outstanding stuff. You know who's not sad? Alliance. They're not sad with any of their choices. They've done all the right things from lane into this point in time. It's only 13 minutes in, but we're seeing the exact same circumstances come out from IG. And I thought it would be better. I thought their lanes would just have some play. I thought Emo could do something. Nothing's happening for IG still.
Bottom tower is under attack.
No, it's not, Jonathan. I mean, something's happening. They've been dying to Alliance, mostly Desire. There's that, I suppose. As here we go. Smoke up behind Nando.
Radiant structures
Nando.
are fortified.
I keep saying Nando. I'm quite hungry.
You're
at the moment.
hungry.
John, all right?
You're hungry.
Can you tell I'm hungry? Sorry to Nande. My apologies. My God. Oh, yeah, I'll send him a message afterwards, John, if he accepts my friend request, that is, you know. My apologies, Nande. It is some good chicken, though. I'll give him that, John. As Desire's now hunting down Zeal.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not gonna... Oh, he would have been on target. He would have been on target, but he barely misses out with the TP.
Yeah, this time the scan from IG allows them to bail out. I mean, playing the stall game for IG is not too bad. There's a timing here for Fly. Gleipnir's the start of it. I don't think it's the ultimate end of it just yet for the Weaver, as it does need a lot more ramping up. You've got Baboka lining up for his Blink, 20 gold away. And once that is up, that's where we need to see IG find some success for their smokes. Just get the Blink Lasso, drag them into Emo's loving hands, and watch the damage fly in from your Leshrac. That has to be the way it pans out here for the side of IG, because this pacing is not what you'd like to see when you've got Leshrac that doesn't have push potential, because you go for Misanthropy. So you need to get kills. And we haven't seen any for Emo. He's tried. It's not from lack of trying. Right? They have tried to rotate on IG, but Alliance have just had such great game reads. Even in this lane for Mobe, where theoretically it's a very bad lane for Timbersaw, he doesn't die. He just soaks up EXP, finds just enough farm. Kaya almost done now in the Timbersaw. And they'll try.
Baboka with a nice blink out. Zeal's going to jump in. Fly's going to join in as well, but there's a nice stampede away. Still the flame break.
It's not from lack of trying. Right? They have tried to rotate on IG, but Alliance have just had such great game reads. Even in this lane for Mobe, where theoretically it's a very bad lane for Timbersaw, he doesn't die. He just soaks up EXP, finds just enough farm. Kaya almost done now in the Timbersaw. And they'll try.
Baboka with a nice blink out. Zeal's going to jump in. Fly's going to join in as well, but there's a nice stampede away. Still the flame break does push them back into Fly. This is looking like the kind of fight you like to see here for IG, as the Zeal tips are coming out. But Zeal, have you gotten a bit too early with that? Fly's about to die by the looks of it, but he does get out. A Zeal now will drop. Eclipse out. Not going to hit anything from Nande. Oli does go down, but a lasso committed as they drag him back into Emo. Nande dropping low, needs to go for the fight but cannot survive. That's the kind of fight IG's been looking for.
And it is. They make use of a great opening with Stampede being forced defensively here. They find a good angle coming out there from Zeal with a roller once more. They kill off Desire. That's actually the bigger kill. I would argue that's the biggest kill you could have hoped for. Still lose Baboka to Mobe, but you've done the damage on IG. You're seeing just how pesky it is to play into Skitter Step Weaver. Like, that's slow. Off of Stampede ending, lining up to allow Zeal to again get some rolls, forcing out the Chaotic Offering just onto the Pangolier, basically. They're not able to burst down Fly in that spell usage as well. And IG equalized just a tad bit. Still a slight lead for Alliance, but it's evening out for IG. We're starting to see their spikes come in.
Absolutely. You see how much damage Emo does? Like, it's just, if you can bring someone to Emo, the amount of damage he can pump out is absolutely ridiculous. And it is really all up to Baboka, right? Just the lasso into the drag back, or even just the knockback with the flame break. Just anything to drag them closer to Emo is what IG need. Is they're going to smoke up as 4 now, IG. Feeling confident after that last fight. They are running directly towards Nande in the Radiant Triangle. They are walking in blind though. Nande was spotted there for a second. Baboka, lasso's available. He just needs to blink in for the lasso, but he will do it. There you go. And that will be a very quick kill onto Nande. It's too much if you get close to this Lesh.
It's way too much. And again, this is exactly what we need to be seeing from IG. We talked about this blink timing in Baboka. It's panning out, even though maybe the first fight was a little bit more back and forth. They certainly have secured their space to start to hit their timings here on IG. Opening up onto Roshan now. We've got the damage around with Fly, along with Emo, of course, and they have set up their wards to watch. They can at least see if anyone will try to sneak in. They will back off early, so they do see that approach forward.
Okay, but can Alliance afford to go for it? It's still very early, but once they have Nande back up, I think they actually could think about it. Skylark's making the pings. He wants to go. And Nande pings as well, so it seems like they've agreed to just take the free Roshan. And they're going to get away with it too. IG. I mean, they are pushing out the mid and bottom lane, so they are going to create themselves a lot of space, and they are going to apply a lot of pressure on the map here against the Lions. Baboka was trying to be a little bit cheeky and maybe swipe it away, but he will drop. Still, the T2 tower is being chipped away at, but it's been glyphed up. They're not really getting too much damage off here. And now Roshan is down. Nande, of course, will take the Aegis.
I'm a bit surprised from that move from IG. They show a lot of respect for just how much Alliance can apply again in a big 5v5. The story does change just a tad bit for IG, unless, again, they can pull someone off before that big commitment is made by Alliance with Lasso. With the Aegis secured here, Fernande feeling a lot safer, of course, on the side of Alliance overall. They still have some big spikes for Nande to farm into. Still lacking that full Manta style into what should just be our Conda as well. And that's at that point when the damage can start to get a little bit ridiculous. Fly for his part trying to go into Dragonlance. And when he can hit, say, Shard, even just Shard Chrysalis, that's when Weaver can really start to rip people apart if you're not too careful. Also seeing Emo trying to commit into that Bloodstone now. And just a little bit slower. I mean, Alliance do manage to really end the lead 3k their way as they are ripping apart the Tormentor. Or,
well,
were trying to rip apart the Tormentor.
They were trying. Tormentor was ripping them apart, but here we go. Mabe will sort it out. Free shards here for Kadaro. Oh. Alliance, all things being said and done, still have the net worth advantage. 4k their way. And IG, they've decided to just sit back and farm once again. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, Emo is working towards his Bloodstone. Fly just finished his Gleipnir. So you are hitting spikes once again for IG, as they will trade for their own Tormentor now. But I do kind of have the same question on my mind. Like, is it worth playing a slow game when you've gone this style of draft and these style of facets? Well, we will find out the answer very, very soon, I'm sure. But, you know, giving the time for Nande to catch up, it is still a loot. John, it's not well advised.
Yep. No, certainly not. And you're allowing, say, the Aura plate to start to come in from Skylark, right? Like, he's working onto the pipe not too far off. BKB is coming online from Obey. So a lot of that damage output is cut on the side of IG. So that protection is in for Alliance. Again, down the scaling game for Luna versus Weaver, it's back and forth. It depends on whether or not you can chain stun Weaver and whether or not you can isolate the Luna. It's kind of down to just these two diverging styles. Fly will try solo here, but
not going to work out for poor old Fly. He may have put himself in a bit of an awkward situation as well, but looks like he does make it out just fine. Bottom lane, a bit of a push starting here from IG. They've got the Dark Troll Summoner up, so that T2 tower could go down pretty quickly if it is left undefended. I miss the days when Dark Troll Summoner was really broken with these raised dead skillings. That was fun.
It's very funny. Stampede.
Again, a lot of MR from that. TP away. They have left Baboka behind. Zeal's going to be okay by the looks of it, but Mobay will take care of Baboka, no issues. I say no issues, Baboka is still running away, but he is dead. Thank you, PT.
Those were fun times. Those were fun times when we used to see those creeps. You're a sicko, by the way, Mikey. Just a reminder,
Yeah.
This is a man who thoroughly enjoyed Necronomicon.
Oh, I did.
This was, you know why? You know, it's on brand, Mike. You know, it's on brand. Friendship is magic, right, MLP?
Oh,
What
shut
more
up,
can you ask
John.
for if you get more
Shut
friends by summoning them?
How dare you? You know, this whole 6 or 7 years of casting together, I've never heard you make a My Little Pony joke. Not once, but here we are. Thanks, John.
It's got to be
Idiot.
for the Necronomicon love, Mikey. It has to be on that one.
IG. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
Had standards.
What's wrong with you? I thought you had.
Hold IG. Oh, they're smoked up. They're moving right towards Nande, and Nande's going to be left alone because Kadaro just TP'd up, and no, he cancels.
Oh.
He cancels the TP, and did that Centaur stun Baboka? Emo? In trouble. He'll get the Bloodstone off, but he's not really healing up through the Yule Scepter as Emo in trouble again is looking to drop and does go down. Oh boy, IG, it turned to a decent fight to something really bad as Nande, like, he's still got the Aegis up, he can still reset through this, though, oh, it does expire. Perfect timing for IG. Mobay still dropping, but they're moving onto Fly, and they've got the trade. The enemy pos one down as now Ollie is gonna drop. Alliance, it was a bit back and forth, but Alliance, they will get the better end of this trade.
That they do. Just a lot of things
happened
lining
to
up
Baboka?
for Alliance. It did look like the Sensor Stun came in, but you also had a quick Manta out there from Nande at the end. Just kind of dodge out an instant lasso. And that just made it,
Here we go.
again, unfeasible there.
Ah, it wasn't even even
No.
neutral camp. It was the end. Never mind.
Yeah.
I just heard the sound cue and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, great Manta dodge out from Nande. Very rough. And again, it's down to how long you're wanting to drag this game from IG. Yes, you're scaling up on everyone, but you're playing into BKBs, you're playing into high durability, high damage output on that Luna. Although the timing was just right to clean up Nande as the Aegis fades. There was a lot of output on Ollie, and this time his investment into the Hurricane Pike is paying off as a semi-port support. He is managing to do that work for his team. And the issue is it's just a very fragmented, almost funneled one-by-one fight for IG that does not pan out. 5k lead for Alliance coming out on top. Very messy. Could have been worse, of course, as they do still get much more out of that than they should have. IG still have all their big spells, so Lasso's still ready. They've got Rolling Thunder right back up. They just need to be able to land his lasso from Baboka. He just needs to find that big target and hopefully this time catch him before a Manta dodge can happen.
Radiant are scanning.
They take the Watcher, but it was right in front of the Lunar Illusion. So Alliance should have somewhat of an idea the smoke is coming.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That'll be about it. Of course, Alliance, they're just going to sit behind the tier 2 towers and wait the smoke out. No need to force a fight when you don't know where IG are. And now the smoke will wear out, and it seems like Alliance are just back to the farm game. I mean, you're still getting Nande bigger and bigger. He's going to have a Kandra up next. That's still concerning signs. Skylark, even with the Crimson Guard in just a moment. It's about 900 gold off the recipe. Alliance now looking to run towards IG. They see Emo.
Emo?
For a moment there, Emo does get away for now, but the chain. Oh, not the TP. Not the TP. Hey, he's gone. No chance in hell of him surviving that one. When he had the right idea, he knew something was wrong, but the timing was a little bit off. Thank Thankfully for IG though, John, Roshan's still 2 minutes 15 seconds away.
There's one boon here for IG. We'll have everyone back up. At that point for sure, if nothing else happens, they get some time to keep trying to play this farm game. Working on to a force staff now for Baboka. Full BKB for Fly to try to hold forward. And the Ags Shard for Zeal, as he does have that full harpoon up to try to drag people into that rolling Tundra. So you do have time. Again, the scaling is there for IG. They can scale up against what Alliance has. It's just a matter of, can you scale enough? Again, I feel like these BKBs alone are already causing massive issues for Emo and trying to just leverage his damage output up front. His own BKB not too far off as well, but I feel like you've missed your big window for the side of IG. And Alliance, they're just set to keep going forward. You know, keep scaling up. Once that full Kanda is up, once you've got the full Shivas up on Mobe, you really don't have that much to be worried about. Crimson Guard, like you mentioned here for Skylark, is up and running now. So you've got ways to even just shorten the damage or lessen the damage output of Fly.
Emo!
Oh no.
Yeah, it's the classic creep wave bait. The issue is, his whole team was kind of showing bottom lane. Like, Fly was farming the wave, and it's a pretty obvious gank to make for alliances. Well, Fly now is going to be a little bit cautious. He'll just secute you away from Obey, but they're going to lose their T2 mid tower in the meantime. And I highly doubt they're going to be able to push too much for this bottom tier 3, considering you do have a Timber against you who's just going to clear out the creep wave over and over again. So Fly, he'll TP back to try and defend, but Alliance, they're already into the high ground. Nande does a lot of damage to that tier 3 tower, in case it wasn't already obvious. Fly and Ollie going to get to work. Gleipnir will lock down Nande for a moment. The lasso's not going to be there, and now the hoof stomp! Oh, Skylark! Perfect setup! And that's going to be at least a Rax, I think, if not more. Oh, yeah. Oh, Nande, be careful now, sir. Be careful. Ollie looking to go down, but so is Zeal, and that is a full team wipe. Skylark making magic happen once again. Oh, I love that, Jonathan. You can't afford to make a mistake against this man.
No, you really can't. Straight onto the tier 4s, no buybacks in IG, and with Luna, this just does not take that much time.
Is there a need to back off, I wonder? Like, Fly's down for 30 seconds. It's plenty of time here for Alliance. Skylark looking for more targets. Yeah. Ollie this time around will juke out. Emo is back to try and defend. Baboka, again, not finding the initiation he really wanted. Very, very unfortunate for him now as Emo chasing. Skylark is going to go down. Ancient will be left exposed, but that's going to be about it. Although, no, never mind. They are going to find at least Kadaro as well. So they do punish a couple of them, but they've lost the Rax and they've lost their tier 4 towers.
It's just one team fight away now for Alliance. If they manage to find an all-in, they can just look to run down into the mid. End the game. Again, doesn't take too long when you've got that Luna and her output. Did manage to force out a buyback, singular buyback, only from Ollie, and does pay off massively. Roshan is back up, and IG are lining up for it right now. Scouted out with Fly gets instantly stunned, but no problem. We'll still be able to clear out this objective. Alliance, for their part, have to get cautious. I mean, Aegis is nice. It's still a rough spot for IG. They still have to be very cautious when they do engage now, because you die 2 times over, you lose out on Ollie, let's say, with no buyback on him. Suddenly a lot of your DPS is gone. This Ench is actually doing a ton of work up front.
I mean, at the very least, you know, with the Aegis up, maybe just feeling a little bit more secure. But like you said, they really cannot afford a bad team fight any longer. Like, it's just, when you can just literally run down mid and finish off the game, you cannot afford to lose a team fight any longer. Here for IG, but they're 13k behind. Yeah, you have an Aegis and the Roshan banner, but is it going to make the difference? We'll have to wait and see. Full Kanda now completed on Nande. Fly, I mean, he has his BKB, he's working towards the Daedalus, but still a while away for the Daedalus pickup. And Emo's reached a point, I feel like, where unless he gets right in the middle of everyone, he's not doing as much as you would hope, and Well, as we've seen as well, Alliance have been very good at avoiding all the lasso attempts from Baboka. Like, I can't remember the last time Baboka got a lasso.
It's been several minutes now, all the way back. Like, their Manta dodges are on point, the Force Staves, the Glimmer Cape usage. It's just insane. They just know they can get a read right when Baboka tries to come in. But after his lassos, it falls flat.
Oh, Zeal already copying so much damage here. They're still going to try and force the fight. The Eclipse is down. Emo is just absolutely melting to the damage output of the Luna. He'll try to fight back, but the Alliance, the Aegis is gone. And now he's surrounded. Emo, what can you do, sir? The answer is nothing. He'll buy back. But Zeal is gone. More buybacks to come out here from IG. They've got to commit all of them. Yeah, Fly is down without buyback. That's a problem. He bought his full Chrysalis. Ancient is still exposed, by the way. The towers do not come back. Mobe's going to jump in. Emo really cannot afford to die. Trying to chase down Nande, but Nande's fine. Baboka's down. Still no lasso as they call the GG. They've seen enough in Alliance. Props to Alliance, Jonathan. I like this new roster.
Yeah, I'm...